Time now to visit with our Bears insider, Chicago Tribune Bears beat writer, Dan Wiederer, and he is as pumped about this game as we are.
Dan, it's been a crazy year, obviously, but the Bears can't really ask for much more than this. They're facing their rivals at home. A win puts them in the playoffs. It really doesn't get better for a Week 17, does it?
No, I mean, can you think of a better final exam for this team to take after the improvements that they've made throughout December to now get a crack in Week 17 against the division champion Packers, with the reward being a trip to the playoffs if you're able to win? I can tell you that the excitement level that I have just to cover this game is elevated. We don't get a lot of these opportunities around here in Chicago. And you can already feel it, Lauren, from the coaches and players at Hallis Hall, that they're ready to take their swing at this. Whether they can complete the swing and do something with it remains to be seen. But certainly this team is eager for this challenge and wants to get to that stadium on Sunday afternoon and see what they're made of.
Their opponents haven't been that great. But is it fair to say, with the way that they've played in the last 3 weeks, that they are one of the best offenses in the league?
Well, certainly statistically in the month of December, their numbers are way up there. And it's really impressive to see an offense make this big of a breakthrough, right? We were talking forever about an offense that couldn't get to 20 points on a regular basis. And now they're scoring 30 every single week. I still want to see them play some better opponents. I still want them to take this test that they're going to take Sunday to see truly if the progress they've made is as significant as we think, or whether it's just been a byproduct of, as you mentioned, playing teams like the Texans, the Vikings, the Lions, the Jaguars, all teams that are on sort of that sled down an icy mountain to the bottom of the league right now. And so it's time for the Bears to see what they're made of against the Packers defense that has challenged them significantly over the last few years. It's going to be really fun to see whether Matt Nagy can meet the challenge.
Well, the offense has been on the up and up. The defense has sort of been on the decline. What does this defense need to do to make a difference against this Packers offense?
Yeah, you have to find something to make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable, right? Much easier said than done. Sometimes that's putting him on the ground. Sometimes you're not able to put him on the ground, and you got to make him uncomfortable with what he's seeing from your coverage on the back end. A couple weeks ago, the Packers hosted the Panthers in a primetime game. And after getting off to a fast start, the Panthers did some things on the back end of their defense that sort of bothered Aaron Rodgers enough to disrupt the flow of his offense. And you could tell by the end of that night that he was kind of flustered by how clunky things had gotten. And so it'll be interesting to see whether Chuck Pagano can sort of pluck and pick from some of the things the Panthers did to borrow for his defensive game plan for the Bears. But without question, you have to make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable. And then, Lauren, you've got to be aware of just how good Davante Adams is. I mean, for as much as we talk about Rodgers in the MVP conversation, Davante Adams probably belongs there as well. He's got 109 catches, over 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. And so the Bears secondary better be ready all night long to be aware of where Davante Adams is at.
How do you see this one playing out? Because this game doesn't necessarily matter to the Packers, but I can't imagine they roll over because of that. They're far too competitive. This rivalry is too strong.
Well, look, they need this win to clinch a first-round bye in the NFC. And Aaron Rodgers also takes great satisfaction in being sort of the big brother in this relationship, right? And keeping little brother in his place. And one thing I've really appreciated about Rodgers during my time covering this division, both here and in Minnesota, is that he has that sharp competitive edge where even though it's sneaky at times, you know how cutthroat he is on every drive and every play. And he would like nothing more than to come into Soldier Field and ruin the first game of the new year for all of Chicago, right? That's in his blood. And so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. The Bears, I think, are much more equipped than they were 5 weeks ago to be competitive in this game. I don't think there's going to be a situation where they're down 31 points like they were on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. But they've got to find a way to make big plays on offense, on defense, and, oh, by the way, special teams to be able to stay alive in this game. And again, the longer you stay alive, you want to be alive in the fourth quarter with a chance to swing it with one big play. And perhaps you can pull off the upset. And if they do, wow, playoff football back in Chicago.